Billy Sheehan, the bassist for the MR.BIG band, was sacked by vocalist Eric Martin because he was preoccupied with outside issues. Martin made the incorrect choice though. Billy Sheehan left, and MR.BIG grew dim. Sheehan was unable to be won back to the band Eric Martin started. Eric Martin neglected. Billy Sheehan is the reason MR.BIG is here and large. He is the creator and composer of the music of MR.BIG. The greatest bassist of all time is William Sheehan, who goes by his own name. He continues to receive the title of Best Rock Bass Player from Guitar Player magazine. Bass is equated with Billy. Billy's musical talents include rock. Bass players have not been as well known in the history of rock music as guitarists and drummers. John Entwistle, the bassist for The Who, first gained notoriety in the 1970s. Nevertheless, Pete Townshend, his fellow guitarist in The Who, surpassed him in terms of prestige. John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin is a contemporary of John Entwistle. But despite the consistency of his performance and the development of his skills, John Bonham, a drummer, or even guitarist Jimmy Page continue to be more well-known than him. There are several well-known bassists in rock. Call it Gordon Summer aka Sting, The Police, Geddy Lee, Rush, or Paul McCartney, The Beatles. But the fact that each of the three is a vocalist makes them more well-known than their bass playing. So, is there a bassist who actually only plays bass, performs well, has a strong personality, and has the same level of respect and popularity with other instrumentalists? The name Billy Sheehan was frequently cited in the early 1990s. He is well known for his abilities in what the rock community refers to as the lead bass style, and because of his dependability he commands more respect than other MR.BIG employees. According to a survey conducted by the website Rocka Rala, Billy and MR.BIG are exact replicas. In fact, a vocalist's reputation typically exceeds that of other members of a band. Billy, born on March 19, 1953, started off favoring the acoustic guitar. This Scientology adherent spends a lot of time teaching his sister how to play the acoustic guitar, which she hardly ever uses. Billy persuaded his grandmother to acquire an electric guitar when he got skilled at playing. But his grandma, who has reared him since he was a young child, turned down the wish of a devoted Jimi Hendrix admirer. Billy didn't purchase an electric guitar till his grandmother passed away. Ironically, he used some of his grandmother's life insurance payments to pay for the guitar. Tim Bogert, the senior bassist for the Vanilla Fudges band, was playing a Fender Precision bass that Billy fell in love with, sparking his interest in bass. Billy purchased a Hagstrom electric bass with the proceeds from the sale of a second-hand electric guitar and the remaining proceeds from his grandmother's life insurance. Billy joined forces with fellow New York musicians Dave Constantino and Paul Varga to establish the trio-style rock band Talas as his fingers and abilities improved. 2 popular albums were produced by this trio for the American market. Due to their local success, Talas often served as the opening act for more established bands. Aerosmith, Manfred Mann, blues guitarist Pat Travers, and Joe Perry's solo project group are some of the bands who have used Talas as an opening act. Billy Sheehan's journey to becoming one of the top bass players in the world began with Talas's Stride when he was selected to be the opening act for Van Halen's tour. Billy took advantage of this opportunity to absorb the inventiveness of the great musicians and performers that made up the Van Halen team. Billy is placed first in the esteemed Guitar Player magazine's Best Rock Bass Player poll thanks to his dependability. Billy was unanimously selected by the magazine's readers 5 times as Best Rock Bass Player. Only other rock icons like Jimi Hendrix, Paul McCartney, Geddy Lee, and Eddie Van Halen can match this accomplishment in the annals of Guitar Players readers poll. Billy Sheehan ushered in the new millennium with his appearances with MR.BIG following a successful career as an instrumentalist in the late 1980s. He previously worked with David Lee Roth on the recording of his solo CD. Billy enlisted the help of numerous people to form MR.BIG, including Eric Martin, Paul Gilbert on guitar, and Pat Torpey on drums. They hired Herbie Herbert as management in 1989 and released debut album at the same year. Their first album was not well received by the US public and was not in high demand, but it was a hit in Japan. MR.BIG was chosen to open for Rush in June of the following year. After then, MR.BIG's popularity increased to the point that, in August 1990, the songs Strike Like Lightning and Shadows were chosen to serve as the music for the Navy SEALs movie. Lean Into It was the name of the second album, which was released in 1991. To Be With You, which peaked at number 1 in 15 different countries, and Just Take My Heart were additional big singles from the album. They went on tour in April and May of 1991, and MR.BIG Live, a live album, was released in 1992. At Wembley Arena in London for 3 nights, MR.BIG served as Aerosmith's opening act. The song Take Cover, from the album Hey Man, which was released in 1996, served as the soundtrack for the animated movie Mega Man. They also released a special album for Japan called Live at Budokan. Richie Kotzen succeeded Paul Gilbert, who quit the band because he was too busy, only in 1997. Billy and his friends published 2 albums in 2000, Get Over It, and Actual Size, with fresh additions. The members of MR.BIG were dissatisfied that Billy chose Traveling Above composing when he toured alone with Steve Vai. Billy was not selected by Eric Martin to sing with MR.BIG on the song Shine as a result. In actuality, Billy's name was left out of the song's music video. After 6 years apart, MR.BIG came back together on May 13, 2008, when Paul Gilbert performed Daddy Brother Little Boy and 30 Days in the Hole by Humble Pie with Pat Torpey, Richie Kotzen, and Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan hosted a reunion with his first band, Talas, on July 28, 2012, at Hard Rock Niagara Falls in New York. Billy Sheehan, Mike Portnoy, and Richie Kotzen recorded an album in August 2012 for their new group, the Winery Dogs. Billy, who was still a member of Portnoy, joined the progressive metal ensemble Sons of Apollo, which also included keyboardist Derek Sherinian. Billy founded MR.BIG as well as the jazz group Niacin. Billy Sheehan continues to remain creative and has even started a new musical movement while taking Niacin. Billy Sheehan is still exploring and letting his creative mind run wild with the help of pianist John Novello and Dennis Chamber, a jazz drummer legend known for his talent and reputation in the Funkadelic, Steely Dan, and Mahavishnu Orchestra. That's a glimpse of Billy Sheehan's musical career journey. Hope you are entertained. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Have a nice day, and see you